don't know. I didn't want to do the whole thing. I didn't
That's all I
want to do
wanted
the
to do
whole
with
thing.
it.
It's too much.
Oh my goodness. Hello guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast. I'm Mari.
I am Jay.
And today we are going to be talking about the OG Jurassic Park series.
Isn't this fun?
So yeah, we're covering the original Jurassic Park Trilogy for today. Eventually we'll cover Jurassic World, but not for a while.
I won't. You probably will, though.
We'll see.
If you want to watch them. I'm not going to watch them. Because I feel... Yeah. I don't think there's no good ones besides the first one.
Oh, Lord. Anyway.
I think I fall into that camp now. I really do.
Anyway. We're going to be talking about the OG Jurassic Park series. The first one came out in 1996. The second one came out in 1998. And the third one came out in 2001.
Yep.
But yeah, for this video, we're just going to be talking about the OG franchise, the original three. We'll cover Jurassic World another time. I'm going to make sure Jay watches it with me. Anyway. So why don't you explain what the Jurassic Park series is about?
People play God, they bring back dinosaurs, and people die because of it. And it's like, man...
They basically turned a sci-fi horror series into an action-adventure.
Yes.
For 3 movies.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, let's talk about the first one, because you were the one that liked the first one and stuff. But for those who don't know, I've never seen the Jurassic Park series till now.
I know.
I have heard of it, I've seen clips of it, but I've never...
You have not watched a lot of classic cinema.
Yeah. Well, super classic. Like this.
Pop culture cinema.
Yeah. Like, stuff that a lot of people have probably seen, but not a lot of people, mention it anymore. But anyway. Why don't you explain... Let's talk about the first one, since you've seen the first one, and your first one is obviously the favorite. Mm-hmm. So what'd you think of the first movie?
I really did ended up enjoying it. I've always liked Steven Spielberg's work and stuff. He's, clearly a little kid behind the camera because he wants to see things that basically no one has ever seen before on screen. And, he's innovative like that. And to bring dinosaurs to the big screen I'm assuming was, the first time in such a magnificent scale where you didn't have to use, actual, lizards dressed up as dinosaurs. So, that was a big thing back in the day. And I think it still, holds up relatively well.
Because I will admit this, the first one came out in 1996. They did so good with the effects, I couldn't even tell. Mm-hmm. And I'll agree with that. The innovation with this is just amazing. Now, I will admit this. I found the first half of this movie boring. I'm not going to lie to you.
Barry does not like big, drawn-out, long exposition scenes. You do not like that.
It depends. They have to do it well.
If it's not a comedy, then Mari is not going to like it. Mari is not going to pay attention to big, long-ass, drawn-ass scenes.
I don't mind
of dialogue with just the characters talking about philosophy. Or, mainly philosophy. And, just scientific shit.
But yeah, I found the first half of this movie boring. I'm not going to lie to you. It didn't really start getting good for me.
Until you actually saw some fucking dinosaurs.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. At least for this series specifically. Mm-hmm. Because I don't mind them, doing the whole long out, drawn out, explanations and shit. But all they did was just have them in, a people mover-esque ride. And didn't really do much other than that.
It's a prototype of the park. That's what it basically was.
I know, but they should have, I don't know. I think it would have been different if they actually had, the old guy basically do that, but with, like, just some smaller dinosaurs, like, all the smaller herbivores, like, around, like, just showing, like...
That's what they showed them, literally, when they got to the island.
like, in the wild.
That's what they did! That's the first shot of the dinosaurs in the movie.
I wish they had more of that.
Mari does not like the first half because it's all about, like, oh, you know, should we do this? And then they're like, well, don't show me anything. Just show me the fucking dinosaurs and wrecking havoc and shit. Show me you were more like, show me some action already. And I was like, but you're missing some you're missing some, good performances.
I liked the performances.
Yeah, but, like, you were like, oh, you know, dinosaurs, you know? Let me interact with the dinosaurs. You know?
I thought they would have been more hands-on with the approach, not, like, just them talking about it. I feel like I should have just said that. I feel like they should have been more hands-on.
This is why Mari is autistic. They would rather have a hands-on approach than talking like a goddamn college lecture.
Anyway. But yeah, like, other than the first half of this movie, I enjoyed it. To me, it started getting good when the people escaped from the trucks that they had on the track.
So when the T-Rex showed up.
Yeah. When the T-Rex basically showed up is kind of when it started to get good, in my opinion.
It does look really fucking good.
It does. And for 1996...
Not just for the effects, but I think the action planning as well.
They did amazing with, like, the action in this and the adventure. And I also, like... I like how they did the dinosaurs. For 1996, they did phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Like, with the effects. They still look like they would hold up to this day.
Yeah.
And that's honestly impressive for the time when this came out. Also, I liked the main scientist guy, and I liked the kids in that one, like you said. The kids in that one were honestly really good. A bit older compared to some of the other ones, I think, over the other two movies. But I liked them. They were good kids, and I also liked their interactions with the scientist guy. Their chemistry was just great. But yeah, I genuinely did like a lot of the action sequences as well. When the little boy and the scientist guy were trying to get out of the tree while the burning car is just coming down. Well, not burning car, but like the car coming down the tree while they're getting down. Yeah. That was a really good, phenomenal scene. Mm-hmm. Like, it had me on the edge of my seat. It was really good.
I thought the kids were, you know, decent, like, maybe because they were decently acted and they weren't annoying and stuff.
They did good, though. They did really good.
They did. I'm happy we're out of that phase where we have to put kids into...
dangerous situations.
No, we just have to put kids in action movies to gain sympathy. Like, I'm happy we're going away from that and just mainly putting a whole cast of adults now.
Yeah.
Because
I will admit that. Like, I'm surprised.
I'm going because I'm gonna award you every single Jurassic Park movie has a kid in it, and
in some shape or form.
No, every one of them do.
Fair.
Every one of them do, and it's annoying. I'm just like, why just have this? Why not just have adults so we don't I don't care about kids getting killed in movies. I really don't. Kill kids in movies if you really so wish. It doesn't really bother me about it. You know, sometimes you just, you know, sometimes it just happens, and that's fine. You know, if you want to make it more, you want to make it more like horrifying and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to do that. But these people don't want to do that because, you know, I don't know. I don't know. The people don't want to do that, and it's like, then why have the kids there if they're not going to get killed? Like, why, or they're not interesting or charming or whatever, or are not acted well.
Then why have them?
Like, why have them at all? And I don't know. I'm so happy we don't have to put kids, like, in these movies anymore, in action adventure movies, if, like, nothing interesting is going to happen to them. They're just a plot device for you to gain sympathy.
Yeah, you know, I get that.
And have, like, and have just, like, you know, mainly, like, the parents survive. Because, God forbid, one of the parents gets killed, you know? And then you have to deal with the ramifications of that. It's mainly just, like, man, if the child actors are good, let them be good in their roles. And don't be afraid to kill off children characters. Because, like, why have them there at all?
I don't know.
Why have them there at all? Like, you know... but yeah, I'm so happy we're out of that. But apparently not for these fucking movies, because every single one of them has a kid, and they don't end up dying anyway. So what's the point? What does it matter?
Anyway, other than the fact that the first half of the movie bored me, this movie's pretty solid. Like, I don't really have too many complaints with it, if I'm being honest. I like that there was literally one scene that I kept pointing out with Jay where the grandpa, I'm going to just call him the grandpa, actually a grandpa scientist. We're going to call him
His name is Dr. Hammond. Thank you very much.
Dr. Hammond?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Dr. Hammond was in the little cafeteria area eating, like, a whole bunch
That is the one scene you fucking remember out of everything.
He was eating, like, 4 tubs of melted ice cream. Like, he just, like, broke up with his longtime girlfriend. And I also like that the lady that he was with, that the other scientist guy was with, basically just started eating the ice cream with him after like 5 minutes.
You know, this is the funny thing. Mari will pay attention to literally anything else but the dialogue, because they were actually having some good, decent back and forth, and all you could focus on was the goddamn tubs of ice cream in front of them. Your priorities, man, are just so skewed.
Shush. Anyway, that was the one scene that the scientist guy basically cares about the grandkids, but at the same time...
Not enough to go and put his ass on the line to go and save them, apparently.
Can I finish what I was going to say? Not enough to where he didn't bother going with them, which I'm surprised he didn't go with them. I thought he would have actually, I don't know, went with them.
So he dies. Does he die in the book? I think he dies in the book.
He dies in the book?
I think so. I think he dies in the book.
That's
I think he dies nuts. In the book.
That's nuts.
A lot of these characters, like, supposedly die supposedly gruesome deaths.
Well, that's because that's like what I said before. The books were originally sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If characters that were in the book got killed off. I wouldn't be surprised. Still, it would have been interesting to actually see more of, like, the sci-fi horror aspect with this series.
I would love for this to, like, it doesn't even have to be Jurassic Park. Just make a dinosaur horror
Because here's the thing.
I think that's possible. And now people are, like, doing it with other, like, with their own property. Making their own shit with it. And I'm like, cool. You know, I would like to see that on the fucking big ass screen. You know, I like to see it actually distributed, like, worldwide, so people can, like, experience something like that. I think dinosaurs could be really interesting, you know, as, like, these, like, vicious animals that, like, just go out and kill people.
Yeah.
I think that could be really, really cool. You know what the best, I know I'm gonna, like, pretty much spoil it. You know what the best fucking Jurassic Park thing that I've ever seen?
What?
Like, it wasn't even this, like, the first, like, movie, but, like, the concept of actually dinosaurs interacting with people was, like, the damn short that came out, I think, before, what was it? Like, Fallen Kingdom or something. Like, and it was just, like, a short, basically, like, of, like, what would you do, like, of, like, this family encountering, like, a dinosaur attack while they're camping. Like, I think, like, I don't know, it got to the fucking point, and it's like, this is what this is what a situation like this probably would be like. I'm just saying. Like, I it's so much more interesting, but no, I don't, they want to make it, you know, they want to appeal to a younger, like, crowd.
Which I get,
stuff. I get it. I get for like this movie probably because
definitely the first one,
because like you want to take your children to go see dinosaurs first time on the screen. Sure, that's fine. You can make it kind of like kiddish and stuff like that. I don't think you have to anymore.
Yeah, because there's plenty of stuff that you could do that's kiddish, but still making it.
You really don't have to. You want to show them a fucking kid dinosaur movie? Show them Land Before Time.
Yeah,
and even then, the fucking T-Rex is trying to kill the kid. Even then, they're trying to kill the kids and dino kids in there anyway.
Anyway, I don't really have too much else to say about the first one. Do you?
What, do you have anything to say about any of these?
I do.
You do? Okay, fine.
I do. Why? Do you?
I mean, I'm just like, I think I can just sum up the other two.
I still want to talk about them.
I do really enjoy the first one. Is it the best of his work? Is it the best movie
that he's made?
No.
But it's still
Titanic beats this shit out of the water.
Oh my god.
It really does. I'm sorry. I keep bringing up Titanic, but
you bring up Titanic every chance you get.
I love Titanic, man. I love the shit out of Titanic.
I know. One day we'll review it.
Like, honestly, like, Titanic, like, in terms of effects, I think holds up so much better.
Yeah.
Than this.
But, yeah. Stuff I liked about...
I don't even know when Titanic came out.
We're not talking about
Titanic. I don't even know when it came out, but, like, probably came out later. But...
My bean is rambling
about
the Titanic.
I don't know. I think it's all... I think Jurassic Park is a good movie.
Me too.
But I don't think it's a very, like, I think it's good. It's good. But I don't think it's, like, his best work.
Which I get.
Or one of the greatest things in cinema. As people will claim that it is.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good movie for what it is. Sorry about my phone. It's a good movie for what it is. Do I think it's the best movie out there? No.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's better movies out there, in my opinion. But I will say this. I did have a good time watching it with you, even though the first half was boring.
Mm-hmm. But
once you actually get into the shit, you get excited about it. Dinosaurs be dinosauring. So, I will admit this too. I thought it was kind of weird that we ended up not getting a, like any of the bird dinosaurs at all until like the second, third movie, which I thought was interesting. Because you notice a lot of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of like different variations of dinosaurs.
Like literally for the first movie, you just get like a handful of carnivores, and most of them are herbivores. Like you get the Brachiosaurus, you get the Triceratops, you get the one with the pokey head, the one with the hard head. I forget the fucking names right now because I'm tired. Tyrannosaurus Rex. You got a few other ones. I can at least name 3, also Velociraptor. I can name at least 3 that they did for carnivores. At least 3. Most of them were herbivores. And pretty much all of them were female. And then we find out, oh my gosh, they mutate them with frogs, and frogs can change gender, which means the dinosaurs can change gender like frogs. So apparently they can fucking have babies.
Yes.
Which I'm surprised none of them thought of that before. You would think with them being scientists, they would have thought about that.
No, these are pretty stupid scientists.
Fair. That's like one thing I will say.
Dinosaurs in the first place.
Like, y'all were the ones that decide, hey, let's fucking make dinosaurs. And all I know, frogs. We can mix them with frogs so they can, like, actually exist. No one thought about the fact that the frogs could change gender, which means, oh, the dinosaurs can probably change gender. No one thought about that. And they're fucking scientists. That's the thing I find funny. They didn't think this fucking thing through, and it shows. It shows. They had some flaws with it. And then the guy, I don't know if if Grandpa Handsome, whatever his name is. I don't know if he ever got like a lawsuit or anything following the first movie, because I would not be surprised if he got sued the hell out of everybody that went on that island. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah. That's really all my thoughts on the first one. I give the first Jurassic Park a 7 out of 10. I think it's decent. It's not a bad movie. I feel like they could have fixed a few things to make it better, like the fact that the scientists should be a little bit smarter than what they were. And the fact that they could have at least made the first half of it more hands-on than what they did. I don't want to be on a people mover style thing while you guys talk about this shit. Show me the fucking dinosaur and explain shit. Just even have a baby dinosaur. Show us like a baby dinosaur. And like explain this shit. Other than that, 7 out of 10. What do you give the first one?
7 out of 10.
Really? Alright, now let's talk about the second one. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. It's not even called 2. It's literally called The Lost World.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, the second one is basically about Jeff Goldblum's character from the first movie coming back with a new team of people to discover the Lost World. Apparently the scientist guy had a secret island with a bunch of fucking dinosaurs on it that he didn't tell anybody for the first movie. So apparently all the dinosaurs that started out on the actual place came from this island. Oh boy, we need you guys to go over there and investigate shit.
No, he wanted to go because his girlfriend went there and he was basically, get off this fucking island, come back to the mainland, stop it.
Basically, Jeff Goldblum's character, no offense, Jeff Goldblum's character was being a big baby because his girlfriend went away and didn't tell him, which she should have told him, but still, I digress. And he's being a big man-child about it, so he and the scientist guy are trying to go get his girlfriend and the other scientist off the island.
Fucking stupid.
Also, his daughter came in this one, and no offense to...
Why? Why bring a fucking child? Why?
For the record, he told her...
Why a child at all? Why?
For the record, he told her not to go. She didn't listen. And she still snuck on.
Yes, but honey, you forget...
But for the record, he told her not to come.
But also, honey, for the record, they could have just not written the child in the script.
I know, but also he said, hey, I'm not a good dad, don't listen to me.
Oh my god.
That was the other thing.
That's the thing about this movie. Everyone's dumb and stupid and idiotic, and I don't like anyone.
I will say this, though. I will say this. A lot of the characters in the second movie were stupid. I will say that and agree with you. Most of them were fucking stupid. However, I did like a lot more of the dinosaur action in the second one. It's weird, I wasn't as bored with it compared to the first one.
How I was.
I know you were, because apparently Jay almost fell asleep for that last half.
Yes.
When I was, like, watching the movie, and I'm just like, this is not that bad. You were saying, oh, this is the worst thing ever. This is not even that bad.
This is bad for me. I
will say this, though. Action-wise, didn't really feel like much action in this one compared to the first one. This one and the second and the third movie both felt like horror movies to me. But for kids. Picture, like, light horror movie. But for this one and the third one, in my opinion. This had more horror movie aspect to it in some circumstances. Like, we get the two dinosaurs...
It had more idiotic. It's an idiotic movie.
I'll also say that.
Honest to God.
They're trying to make horror movies for kids. This is kind of the closest to a horror movie.
I could get it. I was like, man, I can't get into it.
And I don't blame you.
Fucking... It's just so... It's dull. It's dull. And it's like...
Even though all
the magic in that first one...
Went down the drain.
It's gone. There's nothing to hold on to. These characters are doing stupid, idiotic things to get them killed in the end. I'm just like, no. I'm not gonna root for that. I don't care what happens. I don't fucking care if a fucking dinosaur goes and eats all of San Diego. I don't care.
I found that weird that
you brought this shit on yourself.
That pissed me off, though. The fact that they literally bring the baby dinosaur and one of the parents to fucking San Diego and let the dinosaur run loose all over San Diego. You could have... I will say that about this movie. I did not like that.
You could have just left well enough alone and not did a second one.
I'm surprised they even did a second one like this.
Well, because there's a second book. Let's just be honest.
How many books are there actually?
Just 2.
Oh, then why'd they make more? Why'd they make more movies?
Because money. Because property. Because we can do anything.
Oh my gosh. There's only 2 books?
Yes. Now they're just making shit
up.
That's
pathetic.
At this point. Yeah, they're gonna make shit up at this point.
I will say that. If there was more books, I can kind of understand that. But there's only 2?
There's only 2
and
books.
They made, how many fucking movies?
Well, now 7.
7?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's bad. It's just gonna be bad, man. It's gonna be all bad. Unless you have a seal of quality that you can control and that you know from start to finish how it's going to be. Quality is not going to be consistent. It's probably going to end up being shit.
I get it.
And I can't stand it when a film is so stupid and it bores me. I can't stand movies like that. I never want to, watch movies that are like that.
I get it. You tell me this all
It wastes my time. It wastes my fucking time. I could be watching something else other than this that doesn't waste my time.
I get it. But yeah. Other than that, second movie was kind of just... It was okay. It wasn't bad, but it was okay. Not as good as the first one. Even though I liked a lot of the action horror-y kind of aspects to this one compared to the first. But that's just me. This movie, other than that, I don't really have any other good things to say about it. I feel like they shouldn't have done... If they're going to do a second movie, make it stay true more to the book and make it more horror aspect to it. Other than that, this gets a 5. This is, I'm kind of indifferent about it, other than that. It's a 5, in my opinion. What about you?
It's a 2.
You give it a 2?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Your rating scale is so weird compared to mine.
It's a 2.
Okay. Anyway. Now we're on to the final one. Now, here's the funny thing. So, this third movie...
A little less boring.
That you liked the third one more?
Not really. I'm just saying it's a little less boring.
Anyway, so let's take the scientist guy from the first movie. Not the old guy, but the other one. Let's take him from the first movie and plop him into this movie.
John Hammond's probably dead by now.
Which, let me finish. You plop the first scientist from the first movie into this movie. Let's also put 2 divorced parents, a child, who's actually pretty smart, I will admit. He's probably just as good as the first 2 kids. Another guy, I forgot who he was, and the assistant scientist guy with the first guy, who was put into this third movie, but knew the first guy for some fucking reason. Put them into this movie and decide, hey, let's make the first guy do the shit all over again. And they're like, oh, why do you not know anything about this island? Because this wasn't the island I was on. I was on a different island. That's the gist of this movie. It's basically a kid rescue. Mm-hmm. Because apparently the kid of the divorced parents was flying with some other person, I don't even know who that was, some family friend or something, over the island with a skydiver. Or whatever they're called, the saily things. I forgot what they're called. There's a boat, and
a skydiver?
No, I forgot what they're called.
Paraglider?
Paraglider, that's it.
Oh my god, skydiver.
And put a paraglider with the kid and the other guy. Mm-hmm. The other guy, I'm assuming, died. Mm-hmm. And the kid is basically trying to fend for himself. It's up to the parents, the scientist guy and the two other people to find this kid. But the thing is, the scientist guy doesn't know that this is a rescue mission at all. So they're basically there just trying to avoid dying and saving the kid.
Mm-hmm.
First off, oh my gosh. This is a lot. Second thing, the only thing I liked about this movie, this had a lot more horror to it than the other two. At least, in my opinion. The first part of this movie where the dinosaur's trying to eat the people out of the plane, that felt like horror to me. I don't know if it felt like horror to you, but it felt like horror to me.
I don't know. I guess.
I feel like they shouldn't have had the first guy from this movie in this. I'm surprised.
The thing about horror to me is you have to build an atmosphere.
And they didn't do it.
You need a lot. As horror, to me, all about the cinematography.
And I
all
get that.
about how you get lighting down. All about shadows. All about just the vibe. Jurassic Park does not have that vibe, so I don't classify it as horror.
I get it. But I kind of consider it horror-esque because it's
sure.
Kinda. It's like getting there. But they fell flat. This third movie, minus the fact that this had a lot more of dinosaurs trying to eat you compared to the other two movies, I genuinely feel like this movie was just meh. This movie is just meh.
Meh.
It's literally the definition of meh. If you look in the dictionary, it's meh.
It's meh. Yes, this definitely is meh. It feels meh. It's a lot less boring than, like, the second one.
I'll say that.
But
it's a lot less boring.
That doesn't mean I don't think that it should have existed. Especially since Steven Spielberg didn't direct it.
They should have literally... Here's what they should have done. Not made any more movies after the second. Redo the second movie. And then just have it be a double movie. And there goes the dishwasher. That's what they should have done. Instead...
How about just left well enough alone and make other dinosaur properties?
Yeah, like, you can literally make, like, a bunch of other shit with dinosaurs. Heck, fucking make a dinosaur horror movie at this point. Why haven't they done that? I think that'd be
I'm
interesting.
sure people have tried.
But it failed. Miserably.
Not many people
succeeded.
I have not found one that's gotten good reviews.
That's kind of sad.
But I have no idea. I have no idea. I'm just like, man, I know where this can be good, but it's not. And
it's kind of sad.
Even as an action adventure type beat, I don't care. I really don't. I don't care for like the characters enough. I really don't.
It's okay. It's not. This movie is basically just meh. Other than the fact that I didn't mind.
You gotta have a good script or a good enough script to where they're not making idiotic decisions, and like a good acting.
Also,
like I don't care like how quote unquote mediocre the script is or how inaccurate the script is. If you have a script where they're not doing idiotic things and they're like having like, you know, actual conversations, and if you have good acting, I'll probably believe whatever comes in front of me. Like, honestly.
But yeah, other than the fact that I did not mind the aspect of them trying to go look for their kid on a fucking island, they could have made it not a dinosaur movie. That could have literally just been its own separate movie on its own. That could have literally just been a separate thing. Nothing to do with Jurassic Park, nothing to do with the fucking island, where Jurassic Park came from, all that. They could have literally made that a whole separate movie of them just trying to find their kid. That's what they should have done with this. Instead, they decided, hey, let's put on Jurassic Park and make it a thing. And apparently it failed.
It's not failed.
But you know what I mean. Well, failed enough in the trilogy aspect.
Failed enough at making good movies. Because there hasn't been a good one since.
That's sad. You would think with, like, the remake, they would have, like... Or... It's kind of confusing to consider it a remake because it's basically like a very long overdue continuation. But I've never seen the newer one, so I don't really know what to say about that. But
I don't know, and I'm not gonna watch them. Like, honest to God.
Maybe one day I'll convince Jay to cover.
No.
I will convince you.
No.
We will watch them.
You will not.
Why?
Because I don't wanna. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not wasting my time with bad movies.
No, brother. I'm gonna convince him. You watch me. I will convince him.
No, you will not.
Anyway, I give the third movie a 3. I give it a 3.
I'll give it a 3 too.
Like, I'm sorry. I tried. I'm trying to get... It has some good stuff to it, but not enough to where it actually helps the score. So, unfortunately, this gets a 3. Yeah. You can thank Jay for this video because this was his fucking idea. He decided, hey, I know an idea. Let's watch the OG Trilogy Jurassic Park movies.
I just was like, hey, we've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Let's mix it up a little bit and let's put in some movies. Like, that's pretty much what my thing was.
Still, you know what I mean. Like, but you can thank Jay for this movie suggestion because this was his idea.
And now back to Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And some other smaller movies.
Yes.
But yeah, anyway, that's it for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I am Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.